It's 6:30. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We're missing a couple of members. I think they're on their way. Got delayed somehow or another. At this time, I'd like to ask James Smith if he would open the meeting with a prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, how we worship you, how we adore you, and how we thank you for giving us another opportunity to see another day. We know that you sit high and you look low. You see everything we do. You hear everything we say. So we ask today as we come together in this meeting that you would guide our conversation. What decisions we make tonight not only will be right, but be pleasing and acceptable in your sight. For it is in your darling Son, Jesus, we ask these things. Amen.
Thank you, James. Okay, at this time, Mike.
Is your mic working?
Does it work? Everybody hear me?
Now.
Just have to hold it closer to your mouth.
Gotta hold it up.
Does that sound better?
Closer.
Does that sound better?
That sounds.
Okay. I'm not used to having these things up here. Okay. We need to consider an act on the minutes of the previous meeting. Billy?
Yes, sir. Are we reading them or
Yeah, I'll take it for You've got a microphone down there too. So just flip the little switch up when you talk.
can you
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you through the mask
Oh, okay.
without the mask.
All right, so we want to read the minutes or
Do we have a
ask
motion or
for,
anything?
can I get a motion to accept the minutes
I
as
move we
written?
approve the minutes from the last meeting.
No, as printed.
As printed.
Yes.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes as written. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I got, next item, I put in a little deal like co-chairman's statement. I don't know if JC wants to say something, but I'd like to thank all the public people for attending. There is no public speaking at this particular meeting. Starting at our next meetings, we will have public speakers. There's one thing, and this goes to the committee, that questions from public speakers to the commission will not be responded to by the members. Co-chairs will inform speaker that we are here to gather information only. We are not a decision-making body. We're here to gather information from all parts of the county, and in November make a recommendation to the county commissioners court on what we have found. Also, as James Henderson pointed out at the last meeting, we're here to listen, not to give history lessons or our opinions.
I would just like to say that I agree with Jim. We can't make a decision on anything, but we can listen to your comments, and we can take that under consideration. And we'll present that to the Commissioner Court and the county judge. So, to the board members, we ought to listen and be observant. Make sure that we understand what's going on. It's a history to the statute, and I would advise you, if you don't know or have not read it, to try to read up on some of the history so you'll know what's in the history of the statute. So, again, we don't make decisions, but we will make recommendations to the Commissioner Court.
Okay, guys, we got a lot of stuff to cover in a short time to do it before the big storm comes in. I hope it gets to my house because I need the rain. We go to item number 4, consider and act upon the following. Number 1, or A, we need to set a regular meeting schedule of some sorts, like every twice a month or. Okay, everybody, there's a little microphone on each desk.
We have to be completed by November 10th, so we're going to have multiple meetings in a short time period in order to facilitate public speaking. We don't have that much time left. We basically have about 4.5 weeks. Well, we want to be done before the 10th. I mean, we're not going to be having meetings the day before we present a recommendation, so we need, in my opinion, I think we need to have at least 3 public meetings, but that's just my opinion.
Commission comments? James Anderson.
As far as each precinct go, I was still trying to get to the understanding. Are we going to conduct precinct town halls? Because we have a lot of people in a lot of different spaces. We will not be able justifiably to hear each precinct in a 3-minute, 25 people limitation.
Right.
Okay, so
That was going to be something we were discussing down at item C. Maybe I got set regular meeting schedules out of order here, but
okay.
we could skip that and come back to it. But we need to have a group meeting at these, I guess, town hall meetings in each precinct. I don't know that everyone in the committee would be there. That's your precinct, and having 3 or 4 people that are in that group can take care of that.
Okay,
Go ahead, Bill.
Mr. Chair, if I understood correctly, what you're wanting on the agenda right now is just for us to decide if we're going to meet every Tuesday as a regular meeting. It doesn't coincide with the town halls that we might have or the outside meetings, if I understood correctly. So if we're willing or wanting as the membership here to meet every Tuesday, which could include our speakers, of course, that's what we would do, include our speakers here. But if I read the agenda correctly, you will go to the town hall discussion next. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I would think that we set up our regular meetings, and the town hall meetings, if you wanted to, could count as one of your regular meetings. It's depending on how you want to look at that. You're going to meet and take in questions at your town hall meeting, so it could count as a regular meeting. Also, we will schedule our regular meetings as a committee see fit. If it's every Tuesday, every other Tuesday, that's what we have to come up with a date and how many times. And one more thing, on your town hall meeting, I would suggest that you let the commissioner of each precinct be sure to facilitate a place to meet, and see if they would be responsible for getting a place to meet in each precinct when you're at that precinct.
I agree. It's as we know, trying to get this all set up, it's a nightmare trying to get all this stuff together, and tables and chairs and microphones and people, and then we're going to have the same problem on a smaller level at the town hall meetings. So I would suggest that we have the town hall meetings, maybe 3 weeks down the road or something like that. Or, James? Give me your opinions, everybody.
Having those, remember, we've got a short time frame to get these in. I'm saying, you look at a place like Forney, you've got how many people that are citizens in Forney? You know, 25,000?
At least.
Bigger than that.
I'm saying 25,000, 30,000. You look at Terrell, same situation. You got 25,000, up to 30,000 people. But if we're going to conduct meetings and we're only going to listen to, we're going to only let 3 minutes per person and only have 25 people. There's no way we could possibly come close to getting the count.
The 3-minute, 25 people, speakers, is limited to the big commission.
Okay.
Your town hall meetings have not been organized, set up, or rules made for those. So the precincts can do whatever they want to, as long as they listen and not make comments.
Okay, so and that's the other deal with it, with town halls. Are we going to set a structure as a commission on how those town halls are going to be facilitated?
Billy?
Not to interrupt, James, but if we could conclude item A under number 4, and if possible, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we accept meeting every Tuesday at 6:30 here at the Kaufman Church of Christ. We'll either be in the sanctuary or the gym. I'd like to make a motion that we, as members, accept meeting every week on Tuesdays. At least for the next 8 weeks, including this one, which puts us at about only 8 meetings. I have a calendar if someone would like to take a look at it before we second, or does someone else have an amendment to that?
There's only 10 Tuesdays.
I second your motion. There's 10 weeks before our deadline, so we can meet every week, and then we'll talk about the town hall meetings in item C.
We have a motion made that we meet weekly on Tuesdays. Was that a second, Jim? And we have a second. Any comments? Open for discussion. All right, all in favor of having a weekly meeting on Tuesday right now? And you said have it here, but we don't know for a fact that we'll be here every time. Our meetings will be every week. The location to be determined. Is that agreeable?
Yes, sir, I accept the amendment, even though it has been seconded, that we agree as the membership to meet every Tuesday for the next, I think, Deanna, we have 8 weeks between, of course, this one's included, 1 to the 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th of September, and then we're talking 6, 13, 20, 27 in October. And I'm hoping we don't need that one in October, the 27th, because that only gives us 2 weeks to finalize whatever we're going to do for the court. So with the motion on the floor and second, it will read that the membership decided to have regular meetings every Tuesday for the next 8 weeks at designated location.
Correct. Anybody have an objection to that? It's just that the logistics of this thing is we may be here this week and next week and the next week, and something may come up where we'll have to move to a different location, high school or county courtroom or something. Okay, all in favor of the motion to meet weekly on Tuesdays, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Ayes have it, motion passed. Okay, for the next item is publicize the commission's email address. For people in the audience that might not have gotten information, the commission has an email address that people can write in comments for, against, or whatever. And that is kaufmanmonument@gmail.com. So, in the commission, if y'all would advertise that as much as you can to all your acquaintances, and I put it in the N40.com, so it's out there, and then on the county website, it's also there. Okay. Item B. C, discuss information having the seminars at town hall meetings in each precinct. Yes, Billy?
I'm confused. Did I miss, were we going to go back to the town hall, to the town halls as discussed in 4B? Or were we going to go back to that, or have we tabled that for a later moment?
B was just announcing that we got that website or email address. Item C is discuss the seminars or town hall meetings. Okay, we set regular meetings for every Tuesday. Town hall meetings, I don't know what the schedule on those would be.
I have a different agenda too.
Your agenda, my agenda are not the same. Mine was published.
Say that again, please?
Mine was published on the N40.com.
This is the one, I'm sorry, sir, this is the one we agreed on. Is it different?
Evidently.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically, the information is basically the same. I think she just changed around. Oh, yeah. No, it's about the same. Okay, that's fine. There's an added one in there about the Gmail web email. The rest of it is fine. It was just an added thing in there. It's just for information only anyway. I had just rechange it down to item B is discuss the seminars. Well, if we're using Billy's,
How many of the commission members have B as publicizing the email address? How many of them have that?
yeah, we just moved down one level and it's back on the screen.
Okay, so we have two
It's just an extra.
agendas out here. So my advice is just kind of follow along, because it's going to be the same thing. Only thing different on this agenda is the email.
The ABC.
Yeah. So it'll basically be the same.
We'll go with Billy. It doesn't matter what you cut to A, B, or C. The next item would be discuss having information seminars or town hall meetings in each precinct. We just set the regular meetings. Now let's talk about the precinct meetings.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Billy.
I'd like to make
Thank
a
you.
motion about those meetings, the
Microphone.
information
There's-
seminars.
She's got one.
I'd like to make a motion about the information seminars in each precinct. I would like to suggest that each of the precinct members who are here meet with their county commissioner and report back to this committee what they've done to set up those seminars in each of the precincts. I think it would be very difficult for us to make those decisions. So I move that each of us, each seminar, get with their county commissioner and make a plan for those seminars and present it back to this committee.
We We have a motion made that the members of each precinct get with their commissioner.
Can we have discussion first?
Yeah, that's the motion. She made the motion, so now we have discussion.
Yeah, we don't need the motion.
Microphone.
Can we set a time frame on that, if we're gonna push it out to the commissioners or the precincts to come back with, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, this is the days we're planning on doing it, instead of just throwing it out there and making a motion with no time frame?
Okay, we have 4 commissioners, 4 precincts. I would suggest within 2 weeks, because we have 8 weeks. To finalize this, within 2 weeks, we need to have the information back from each commissioner. And like I said, I think it'll be better for the commissioner to pick the place. Because if it's going to involve security and whatever, let the commissioners do that. So I would suggest 2 weeks
The 15th?
to come back with the
Mr. Jackson?
information.
Yeah, 15th. That should be exactly 2 weeks.
I'd like to amend my,
Deanna,
I'd like to amend my suggestion and to include the 2-week limit on getting back to this committee.
okay, we have a motion that the members of each precinct get with their commissioners to set up some kind of organization for town hall meetings or seminars and to report back to this commission in 2 weeks. Is that correct? Do I have a second?
Second.
James Henderson seconds.
Clarity, Mr. Chair. The motion reads and carries that Deanna proposed that the precinct individuals get with their commissioner to set up a plan and a time frame within the next 2 weeks by September 15th, as indicated, but not second. The motion carried as Allison indicated September the 15th, suggesting that we get back with our groups within 2 weeks. That's a little cluttered, I'll clean it up, but that's what we want to say, right, James? Okay, does that carry?
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next item is,
I would like to
Bill.
comment on that, sir. There are 3 of us from each precinct, so that really means that someone's going to have to take the lead as the precinct person and get those, the way I understand it, get those 3 folks together within the precinct and go to your commission. Is that how you see it?
yeah, do we know, we were trying to figure out what precincts everybody was in.
I think you've got it pretty nailed down there, sir. I've got a copy here somewhere. I had planned to verify those precincts within roll call and forgot that it wasn't part of the agenda. But I'd be more than happy to verify the precincts if we
Yes.
can deviate from the agenda for a moment.
Yes, because we need to know, and everybody write down whose precinct.
Okay, you've been real great at, I think everybody here has a listing, and I'll verify by name. Patricia, and if I call your precinct wrong, please correct me. Patricia Dens, precinct 2. Bill Hart, precinct 2. Billy Henderson, precinct 4. James Henderson, precinct 1. J.C. Jackson, precinct 3. Devon Murphy, precinct 2. Allison Novak, precinct 1. Scott Regan, precinct 2. James Smith, precinct 1. Stephen Stolowski. Am I close, Stephen? Okay. Precinct 4. Jim Thompson, precinct 1. Joy Weaver, precinct 3. And Deanna Drob, precinct 4. Any corrections? Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. If everyone has down I'm not sure how you're going to get organized with that within each precinct.
James is going to do it for precinct 1.
We'll figure that out in a minute, I guess. Maybe after the meeting we can say, okay, you did it. All right, you're in charge of setting this up. Moving along to the next item, and I'll put Allison on the spot here. Use of the Survey Monkey. I understand that we have a separate deal for the county, but I don't know if we can use it or not.
They did say that we could use it, but I want everyone's opinion on that. I've gotten a lot of feedback since the last meeting from people who have very strong feelings all over everywhere that feel like with the Survey Monkey. So I've done Survey Monkeys for cities before. I can isolate IP addresses to where only like one phone, one computer can complete the poll, but I can't isolate geographically. So there are people that are concerned that because it'll be a public link, that people outside the county, outside the state, will be submitting their opinion in this poll for Kaufman County. What I can do, and it's up to everyone here, in addition to the questions about, the questions were going to be, do you support moving the monument? Do you support keeping the monument where it is? Or there was another option that was out before, I don't know if it was support completely taking it down. And then have a comment section. I can add to that a field that has them put what their name is, what city they live in, and that way at least we have a name in the city. We just can't block anybody from doing it that doesn't live here.
Yeah, it's a physical impossibility to block them. I guess you could put a question, are you a Kaufman County resident? Yes or no, and if it's no, then you throw it out.
Yeah. And we just have to hope everybody is honest with what they say. But yeah, I can definitely do that. It's up to the committee kind of how you want me to structure that. And we can use the county's Survey Monkey account, and that way it can go on the county site, and then also when it's over we can pull all that data down and we won't have to rewrite, retype, or do any of that.
We'd have to make some kind of decision on what value we placed on that due to it could be.
You can wait the questions. I mean, if that's what you mean.
Pardon?
Do you mean what do you mean, like waiting the questions? What do you mean?
No. Where all the data is legitimate, even though we're putting all this stuff in, people can still lie and put in multiple things.
Yeah, and I mean, if we do it soon enough, we'll have, are you a Kaufman County resident, your name, I would like to put the city, and then the questions, and then when the survey is completely over, you can pull all that data out and it goes into a spreadsheet and you can sort it however you want it. Except the comments, that'll be raw data.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask a question.
Joanne.
Thank you. Allison, I love the idea of the Survey Monkey. How would we use that data? I mean, what's the end result?
It makes it a little bit easier because when people come in to give their opinions to the committee on our public dates, somebody's going to have to be writing down their name and what they say. With the Survey Monkey, all we do is pull it off, and it'll have their name, their city, what they're voting for, and any additional comments they have. It's just an additional tool.
Okay, so this would mean that they would not necessarily need to come in to give a 3-minute presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
That would allow people to still have a voice and not be able to be here. It's just the isolation of isolated Kaufman County I can't do.
I like the fact that we could determine if they are truly in Kaufman County, verify that in advance.
Yeah, I think if we put it up quickly enough and we have it open, say for 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, and then people have an opportunity to do it during that time frame, pull it down, and that'll give us enough time to look at it and not be rushed.
So we are saying we can verify that it's Kaufman County residents, and also I'm curious about the cost to the county.